Highguard has been a disaster from the second that it was announced. Right after the Game Awards, it started facing major backlash. It launched to actually pretty solid numbers, but they tanked overnight, and now we're finding out that it's getting its final update, and that is going to be the end. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, we all knew this was going to happen. They went through major layoffs and they went down to a team of about 20 people who were supposed to maintain these servers. The website went down for multiple days, and the developers who were fired came out and basically said, this is the end. And now we know that that is the case because the official Highguard account has posted this update saying Highguard's final update is arriving soon. Thank you for playing with us. Today, we're sharing difficult news. We have made the decision to permanently shut down Highguard on March 12th. Since launch, more than 2 million players have stepped into Highguard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believed in what we were building. For that, we are deeply grateful. Despite the passion and hard work of our team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. We hope you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and get those final great matches in while we still can. The team is excited to release one final game update to enjoy in the remaining life of the game. We will be adding a new warden, a new weapon, account level progression, and skill trees. Full patch notes are coming, and we're targeting tonight or tomorrow morning for the patch release. From all of us at Wildlight, thank you for playing, for supporting us, and for being part of Highguard's story. And we all knew that this was going to happen. It has faced a major backlash. It has tanked in player counts, and well, it is what it is. And this is the future of live service games. When you create a live service title that doesn't initially make millions and millions of dollars and does not have millions and millions of people interacting with it every day, your game is going to be shut down. And this is what we saw happen with Concord as well. The best this title could muster was 697 on Steam. And of course, we don't know the console numbers, but that is abysmal. And Highguard obviously did better at 97,249 all-time peak, but those players instantly dropped off. As you can see, after just a day, it had dropped all the way down to 39,000 people, and it never really gained any momentum. The highest it has been at since release was 8,517, and now it's just averaging 460 a day. So they did initially get quite a few players in game, but you also have to consider that they had millions and millions and millions of dollars for marketing. I mean, they paid for this slot at the Game Awards, which was obviously $1 million. They paid a lot of large streamers to give this a shot. Those people didn't even like it, never went back. They had quite a bit of money to put towards this game, and it just wasn't enough. And we had heard the Highguard boss recently say, oh, it doesn't matter how many people play the game, and only that the game is loved by the people who played it. The lie detector has determined that that was a lie. And sure, I do understand that there might have been a few really talented, passionate developers who worked on this game, and it sucks that they've lost their jobs. But at the same time, the majority of these people clearly were not talented, were not passionate, and don't know how to make a game. And so I can't really sit here and shed a tear over this situation. Maybe this will actually lead to some of these developers changing their ways and thinking to themselves, we shouldn't just go around blaming gamers, and maybe we should have just put our money where our mouth was and actually created something that was worth praise. But you know that there's going to be more devs who come out and say the toxic chuds killed it. And, well, the response has already been strong and swift. We all saw this coming. Even with the hate, the game opened at 100K and still managed to drive every last player out of the door in a single day. That isn't bad luck. That's the audience taking one look and deciding the product wasn't worth their time. Then the devs decided gamers were the problem instead of admitting the truth, and that little meltdown exposed the real issue behind behind the scenes, toxic positivity, no accountability, and a studio culture that treated criticism like a personal attack. And we also had heard them talk about how they were independent, blah, blah, blah. That was a lie. Tencent was outed as a major investor, and that is why nobody is going to shed a tear for you. You lied. You tried to play us like we were fools, and it didn't work out. PC Gamer had previously said Highguard didn't flop. The community notice Highguard flopped, and well, you get what you deserve. Genuinely wonder what even is the point of launching a live service new IP if you're just going to shut it down before they even try to update it? Siege took years to gain popularity, like why even bother to develop this if you're only going to give it a month? And generally I would say true. Things need time. You need to allow them the space to create new content. But if nobody's playing it and nobody likes it, and you lose 99% of your players in less than 2 months, you can't expect a company to keep that alive. Honestly, after this, I'm good off video games. These people made a great game. I guess you get more views if you say it's trash like everyone. Shaking my head. What has video gaming come to? Like, dude, imagine they came out with Titanfall 3. I bet there would still be people crying it sucks. But this game did suck, and now they're facing the consequences of their own actions. Welcome to Highguard. Yeah, I can't wait to see what Jeff Keighley is gonna say. Maybe he's gonna shed a tear. Why even bother if you're just gonna shut it all down? Jesus, just sell the IP to some fans to keep running it. I'll give them $5 for it. You know what? I'll give them 10 and I'll keep it alive. I'm very sorry that it's come to this, but take it as a learning experience of what not to do in the future. Players matter after all. Bye. The devs respond to the posters declaring it dead on arrival. We don't need player counts to be super huge in order for it to be successful. That was clearly cope. Now do Marathon. Concord, dead. Highguard, dead. Marathon, I think will do better, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a massive success. And then Horizon Hunters Gathering is supposed to be releasing sometime in 2026 or beyond, and well, I don't think that's going to do very good either. Hate to hear about a game with potential not being given a fair shot to find its audience, and then it's Jeff Keighley looking sad. Now you're finally adding level progression. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't have released something that big before the game died. Like, why didn't you release that on day one or even half a month ago or something like that? This is sad for so many reasons. And yeah, I just can't feel all that bad when you create something bad. Okay, clearly they're not deserving of praise or sympathy, especially with the way that they've acted. By the way, this header image looks like Star Wars Outlaws, which was also a game that failed. But yeah, guys, it looks like the Toxic Chuds won. I think over the next 24 hours, we are going to see some epic and monumental meltdowns over this from the game's media, from the shills, from the wokies, so I will be keeping a close eye on this situation. But Highguard is officially another Concord, and well, it is what it is. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.